What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video, and I'm so excited to film this video for you guys because wow, it is such an important topic and I figured why not talk about it. So today we are going to have money talk. Oh, by the way, I should just mention I have a sty in my eye and I have a hair treatment in my hair, so I figured bare face, I just put a little lip gloss. By the way, this is my favorite Fenty gloss. It's the Hot Cherry. It's one of my favorites, you guys. Like, I'm so obsessed with it, but I always forget. I think it has like a little like lip, you know what, I think yes, it's an illuminizer and plumper. No wonder I've been getting like these little tingling sensations every time I wear this one, and I'm like automatically doing like the Kylie pose, like. So yeah, I am obsessed with this. It actually matches my sweater. Huh. Coincidence. Lunita, you gotta go, girl. You gotta go. Luna, cut it out. Look, my good boy over here. I know that more. You're such a good boy and your sister's so crazy. So as you know from the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about what I'm learning about money in my 20s. And this is so important because I don't feel like there are many videos discussing what we should be doing at this time in our lives. And I did a video about what I'm learning about in my 20s, and I feel like that was such a good response and so many people reached out to me, and I feel like just talking about what we really should be doing, kind of getting a little bit of insight on life. This is our time where we're learning and we're adulting and we're going through all these trials and errors, and when I think about money, I feel like we shouldn't be learning our mistakes by screwing up our financial situation. Just based on my experience as a realtor, you know, one of the things that I'm so blessed to know is that I learned financial literacy because of this business, you know, and I learned things that I wouldn't have known or have grown up to know because, you know, my family wasn't educated on this topic, so therefore I wasn't provided with the information. And I think a lot of the times we make excuses, because we didn't learn about it. You know, if you were fortunate enough to learn about money, toodles to you, congratulations, you are awesome sauce. But if you weren't, it doesn't mean that you can't get educated and you can't learn about it. Enough excuses. I wasn't provided with the information either, but I was blessed to be in a career and in a profession that allowed me to really understand, you know, things about money. So I can't say I know it all because I'd be lying to you guys, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and I thought, why not shine light on this topic? Full update, I'm actually also filming a video for my entrepreneurial channel, which is Selling with Tiffany. As you guys know, that's more of like real estate content and just all things entrepreneurial will be on that channel. So I am filming a video more in detail about investing and so many other topics, creating a budget, just all these really amazing in-depth topics will be done on my entrepreneurial channel. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure that you subscribe to Selling with Tiffany because I'm going to be doing so much on that platform, and that's like my journey to success, and this is like my lifestyle and beauty, fashion, and all this other like personal channel. So I just thought to separate the two, which is going to be really awesome for you guys because those that want to learn more about financial literacy, like things like this, career-wise or investing in real estate and just so many different other things, all things entrepreneurial will be on Selling with Tiffany. So if you guys haven't subscribed, go subscribe because it's going to be so powerful and I can't wait to share all that insight. We're going to get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is understanding financial literacy, and I'm going to actually give you guys the exact definition. Is the possession of this set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all their financial resources. Bada bing, bada boom. Now that's the book definition, but pretty much that's financial literacy. It's the first thing you need to do is understand money. You need to understand what financial literacy is. I had no idea what this was growing up, as I mentioned to you, and as I got into my career, I started to, you know, speak to like a CPA and accountants and, you know, just really get informed on budgeting and money management and so many other things. So, and creating a strategic plan to make sure that you're always in a good financial position. So there are so many different things and tools and tricks to really get yourself in a really good position. As I mentioned previously, there are so many amazing, unique resources and technology out there to help you and tools to provide you with a better financial understanding versus when like our parents were born, like from my parents. I guess I could speak for myself. So they didn't have the knowledge that we have now, but there are so many resources out there to really understand money. So there are a list of books that I personally recommend, and I'm actually gonna put them in the link in the description below. So if you guys wanna pick up these books, these are books that changed my life, and I'm actually gonna break these books down in my Entrepreneurial YouTube channel. If you guys wanna check that out, stay tuned for that video because it's gonna be so powerful. The next thing that I wanna talk about is self-control. Now this is something that I had to learn the hard way, and I'm still learning, but this is the reason why I wanted to create this video, is because we shouldn't have to gamble our life and our finances by just taking a risk or learning because we've got burned or because we've made stupid decisions. Time to stop making stupid financial decisions and get smarter about money and get educated. We're only getting older, and right now is the time in our lives as young adults where we're learning so much, and we need to get a grip. By the way, this iced sugar cookie latte with oat milk, 2 pumps of creme brulee, salted caramel foam, cold foam, and that's about it, with a little bit of sprinkle and love on top. Thank me later. During this time period, it's really, really important to stop making silly decisions. A lot of the times we get really comfortable with using credit cards. It was one of the worst decisions that I made as a young adult, or just getting a credit card in the beginning, because you have no idea what financial literacy is. So when you don't have a strategic plan on how to use these things or how to really have self-control, this becomes an issue, because and then you find yourself paying interest on a lip gloss that you bought on your credit card, or a pack, or so much makeup, or just silly things that you purchased in the moment because you made an emotional purchase, and you're stuck paying interest on it for the next 10 years on a pair of jeans that really you didn't have no business buying anyway. So that's just an example of stupid decisions that we make. We really need to start making smarter decisions. My best advice to you, and this is something that I've learned, choose how you want to operate, talk to a financial advisor, but this is just what works for me. Pay in cash. If you don't have the money for it, you should be paying in cash. I think there's a whole different level of accountability when you have something debited out of your checking account because you feel that shit. You feel it because it's pulled right out, versus you putting things on credit. We got way too comfortable, and if you're not in a position to buy it full cash, then maybe you shouldn't be making that purchase. Now there's another thing that you can also do, is take your time. If this is something that you truly want and you really want to make this purchase, it's extremely important to not make an emotional purchase, but to take some time to think about it. You don't have to purchase it that very moment. You can take a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. And this is something for me because I am planning to purchase something that is really, really large, and it's going to really make a big financial impact. And before I make this purchase, I'm going to take 6 months before I do that, just to make sure that I have more than enough wiggle room to do this purchase where it's not going to be detrimental to my finances. So this is so important, and I've learned this because unfortunately I didn't always make the best decisions. So this is the reason for my more than enough wiggle room to do this purchase where it's not going to be detrimental to my finances. So this is so important, and I've learned this because unfortunately I didn't always make the best decisions. So this is the reason for my video, is just to help you guys make smarter decisions. And you are all going to choose to do whatever you want anyway, and you have to do what works for you. I'm not saying don't ever use a credit card. There are certainly a way to utilize them in the best to your advantage. So if you guys want to speak to a credit specialist, I encourage it. I have so many people that I've worked with who have helped me learn and make smarter decisions. So the point is to think carefully before you make large purchases, and don't make emotional decisions that could be detrimental to your finances. Now the next thing that I want to talk about is knowing your numbers. You should know exactly what's coming in and out at all times. So every single month, I mean, it's important to know your numbers. So whether you want to calculate it weekly, daily, monthly, I would encourage that you do it on the month-to-month basis. Know exactly what's coming in and out of your account. If you guys don't know what that number is, this is so important. You need to know exactly how much your finances are on a monthly basis, because this is going to help you identify what you could do better. Now, if you have more coming out than coming in, this is something that you really want to change. And then this is the reason for the next topic. The next thing is creating multiple streams of income. You guys, I can't stress this enough, especially since the pandemic. So many people have gotten creative. So many people have lost their jobs. And it sucks that we have to go through like the worst financial pandemic. We have to go through a pandemic for people to learn or to be more comfortable being entrepreneurs. I've never seen people hustle more than ever, you know, whether it's creating online businesses, whether it's, you know, starting something or cooking from their house and selling meals, or whatever the case may be. There are so many different ways for you to create multiple streams of income, and if you're purposeful with it and you create a really strategic action plan, you're really going to be able to leverage that. Now, if you're purposeful, you could easily have 7 streams of income. Now, just take a moment to process that. Like, close your eyes and think about if you made 7 times what you need every month to live your life, and you made 7 times that amount every single month. What would that do for you, and what would that do for your family? Just take a moment to think about that. Now, first, this is why the previous step, which is knowing your numbers, is so important, because if you don't know what you need every single month, then you don't know your numbers. This is gonna be really hard to kind of figure out. So you need to know your numbers so that you can be able to create an action plan, and really you should strive for at least having 3 to 4 times whatever your monthly expenses are. You should strive to have 3 to 4 times that every single month. Now, these are just things that I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning this because I've gone through so many different trials and errors of surviving, and you just don't want to be in survival mode for the rest of your life. And if I can save anyone from having to go through these financial situations or just making really bad decisions, if I could just share this knowledge with you guys, then this is just amazing. And I am going to go so much more in depth in my entrepreneurial YouTube channel. This means so much to me, just really educating you guys, really being vulnerable and sharing so many things about the journey to success, because there's so much that goes into it. So yeah, I'm just really passionate about sharing. Now, be sure if you guys start these businesses or start streams of income, register your business and get a grip on taxes, okay? Don't avoid Uncle Sam, because we can't. So get a grip on taxes. If you guys are business owners, leverage, okay? Now, the next thing that I've learned, and I'm sure most of us throughout the country have learned, that starting an emergency fund is so crucial. You guys, this is so real. And the reason why I put these steps in order is because you really have to do each and every step first. Before you can even start an emergency fund, you need to know your numbers, and then you need to know what you need to do to get to those numbers, and to make sure that you're not just surviving every single month, but you also have money to put away for an emergency fund. You should be in a position to have at least 6 to 12 months of emergency fund that you don't absolutely ever touch, unless if it's a dire emergency. Like, I'm talking about a dire emergency. Not like, oh my God, I really wanted to buy that Birkin, or oh my God, I really wanted to buy those Chanel shoes, and you know what, let me just dig into here. No, I mean, like, dire emergency, guys. We just went through a pandemic. So many people lost their jobs. So many people weren't able to pay their mortgages. So many people were homeless. Like, this is real. Whether you start off and only able to contribute $20, $40, $100, you better every single month, you better figure out ways to keep adding to that emergency fund, and in a way where you're not screwing your finances. But this is the reason why you need to know your numbers. And to add to that, starting an emergency fund is extremely important. So the way that I set it up is that I have multiple different accounts. Now, this is probably the best thing that you can have. You should have your business account, which is where money comes in. So this is basically how I am paid. So all the things that I do as far as my real estate goes in here. Now, if I have multiple businesses, then I have multiple business accounts, but each business will go into that business account, right? So let's just give you an example. My real estate will go into the business account. Then I have a marketing account. So I usually typically put like 10 to 15% of my earnings into my marketing account. So I transfer from my business to my marketing account. You should also have an emergency fund, like I said, and strive to put at least a minimum of $100 a month into that account. And the more that you can do, please make sure to do that. Next one is your monthly expenses. Now this is an account that pretty much has money coming in and out at all times, because you're going to transfer money from your business account to that monthly expenses account, which I would call, you can name it whatever you want to name it, but mine would be like my monthly expenses where bills are being paid from that account. I have my tax account. Now my tax account is where I make sure that I'm keeping my tax money. Now this is so important because you really want to make sure that you do this, especially if you are 1099, you want to make sure that you're pulling out from each and every check. So what I do is I take from that business account, put it into the tax account, so when that comes around, you know what to do. And this is something that you also don't touch. This is there. You have to keep it there. That's not for you. So just keep that in mind, business owners. You really want to be smart about it. And then last but not least is my personal account. My personal account is me. It's my money. It's my spending money. It's what I have for myself. Like the biggest mistake we make as business owners, or you know, just when we're getting paid in general, we pay ourselves. How much can we spend on the things that we want? But we really don't strategize. So we really want to make sure that all of the other things are taken care of first, and then you pay yourself. So that's just the way that I do it. Please feel free to take this advice and speak to your financial advisor. But my best suggestion is, this is what I've learned that works. Separate your money. I mean, I can't tell you guys enough. It's probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've made throughout my life so far, is just having everything all in one. Don't do it. Separate your money. Have multiple different accounts and know what each and every one is looking like at all times. You really want to be very hip, but it's one of the best advice that I could give. And last but not least is build wealth. The goal, you guys, we are in our 20s. We're getting older. We need to be wiser. This is the purpose of this video, to being more wise, to being less. This is money talk. This is us mastering financial literacy. This is us just creating strategic plans to build wealth. There's no better time than to start when you're in your 20s. So the best advice that I could give is start educating yourself, find mentorship, find the right people to partner with, and figure out ways where you can invest your money. There are stocks, there's NFTs, there's real estate, which is amazing, and it's my forte. There's so many different things that you could do to invest your money. Like I said, these are things and topics that I'm going to dive deeper into on my Selling with Tiffany channel, so please make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do a deep dive, you guys. Like, I am here to give all my insight, and I will do so. Personally, you have to educate yourself. Don't just ride the wave because that's what everybody is doing. It's so important. I will never put my money into something that I don't actually understand myself. I think it's the biggest mistake you can make. I've done it before. I've just said, okay, yeah, I'll throw money at this, but if you don't know what you're doing and you don't understand, I advise you to take some time and some thinking time and to really learn what this particular project is, or what it is that you're investing in, and have a clear understanding of it, and talk to other people who are doing it and really get some insight. Because if you're just throwing money away and you don't know what's going on, that's a problem. All right, so stay educated. Don't just do something because it's a trend. If it's trendy and it's profitable and it's a great investment, wonderful, but learn about it and just be educated so that you're not just throwing money, because, you know, we need to be smart. This is the purpose of the video. So now couldn't be a better time to start planning for your future and build wealth. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. These are all the things that I've learned in my 20s, that I'm learning in my 20s. And I just felt so compelled to share it with you guys, to give you guys some of this insight, because it's been working for me and it's really shifted my life. And I'm nowhere where I want to be, but I tell you, I am on the road to success because I have learned so much. And if I could just share these things with you guys, and one person take something from me and it implement it into their lives, and it be something that really helped, then I would just be so grateful, because I know I'm not given all this information and having access to this insight and these resources just so I could keep it to myself. If you have knowledge and you're keeping it to yourself, then why do you have it? Give it to somebody else who's gonna share it. So yeah, I just wanted to take this time to film this video for you guys, to give you guys my insight on things that I've learned about money in my 20s. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell so that your post notifications are turned on and you never miss a beat. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button and join the family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.